Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective reading for today, Wednesday, April 19th, 2023. What do we have coming forward in the cards for today? Can I please get the first card for our 5-card spread? First card coming out today, 10 of Cups in its reversal. Let's discuss it. So there is some circumstance or situation that may be coming up today that is calling, we've been seeing this, I will point out, we've been seeing a lot of blockages as it relates to your own anticipated sense of long-term plans or planning. So there is something that may be coming up today about looking around some situations and circumstances that you may be feeling an anxiety or concentration around that are not necessarily leading you to your long-term desired future plan or course of action or outcome. A lot of investigation on this today, potentially even doing some work to try to mitigate or adjust some things so that you can move back into a place of positive planning. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, may I please have the second card in our 5-card spread? Oh my goodness gracious. What is potentially causing some of this anxiety as it relates to the long-term plans and outcomes? It's going to feel a little bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. We are seeing some King of Cups in its reversal energy around these circumstances or situations right now. So for masculine right now, this could be feeling like a bit of an emotional day. There could be feelings of some emotional imbalance that are coming into play in some degree, and they could be in relation to some anxieties as it relates to your long-term plans, your long-term future perspective, being able to move in this direction. Guys, we are 2 days off from the Mercury retrograde, so it's not surprising, especially given the fact that some of the cards that we've been seeing in the daily collective read up until this point have been showing some blockages as it relates to planning and one's own doubts around your ability to manifest and create the things that you're trying to manifest and create at this point. For masculine, this is going to feel like a lot of internal emotional work that is required of you today. And this could be interpreting as either a feeling of emotional overflow, like feeling like you have a lot of emotionality today and not sure where you're able to put it, or it could be reflecting as feeling almost a disassociation from one's own emotionality. But we do see here that there is some need right now around the masculine energy to work through some of this emotionality to get into a place of more positive thinking as it relates to those long-term plans and possibilities. While for feminine, this is potentially feeling right now that you've got a lot of anxieties or feelings of conflict around the long-term future plans or abilities to build a long-term future plan, specifically as a result or in relation to a manifestation of masculine that you feel is in this emotional wishy-washy spot, this emotional moment of uncertainty. And this could be feeling like this is a masculine that, again, is either too much in their own emotions to the point that you cannot emotionally connect to them, or feeling like they've completely disassociated or disconnected from their own emotionality. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, the next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread, center card for today, is, we like this. We see here a 9 of Wands in its reversal. So are you letting this set you back? No. This is what we like to see, because even while you are feeling some anxiety about the future, about those future plans, especially for masculine, feeling a lot of emotionality potentially around this right now, for feminine, experiencing potentially some blockage as it relates to these long-term future plans or related to this masculine energy, we are not seeing that this is a moment that you are letting it keep you kind of isolated or hunkered down. Instead, we see that you are taking this opportunity to move forward, to come out of your comfort zone, to push past any kind of like, blockages or boundaries, not letting yourself kind of be feeling like you're stuck in this circumstance or situation, but actively working to push through, even in a moment that you could be feeling some of that anxiety or uncertainty. Continuing to get, and it's feeling difficult because you're feeling a little wounded in the process, but you're not letting that wounding isolate you. Instead, you're using it to push through. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, the next card we are seeing in terms of our 5-card spread flying out of the deck. What is helping you right now? What is helping you through this period that we see for masculine, these anxieties about the future, for feminine, maybe some anxieties around the future related to a masculine energy? We are seeing that you are allowing yourself to come out of your shell, to not let this hold you back, to not let this isolate you, specifically because there is an attention or a reorientation right now towards positive karmic connections that are in a positive place, that are restorative, that are reciprocal, that are allowing that mutual back and forth energy. This is what's allowing this point of stabilization, even through a moment of uncertainty as it relates to the future. By getting this support from the present and from those energies you know effectively have your back, have reflected to you that they are supportive in this moment, that is allowing you not to isolate even in this moment, but instead to potentially really kind of reconnect with some of these energies that you are feeling right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards, the final card for our 5 cards before we start to get into the clarification points. I love this. I love this because what we're really seeing here, this makes a lot of sense with the card of the day, because we did see that beautiful King of Wands in its upright for the card of the day. All of this is leading to a feeling of more stability and security for both masculine and feminine energy, though in different ways. Let's clarify. While for masculine, while there is some situation or circumstance that really has you in an emotional place right now, or feeling a lot of anxiety or emotionality, specifically around the long-term plans, we are seeing that there is something about allowing this moment to reorient you, putting a lot of connection or energy towards those positive, healed karmic connections that you feel are creating this supportive energy for you right now. And it is this work that is allowing you to come back into a point of feeling some degree or level of mastery of or control over your present circumstances or situations. So while you may be feeling emotional about that future, that long-term future outcome right now, we're almost seeing that you are using this as a grounding moment, to ground in the present, to build this level of immediate stability or security around yourself right now, specifically with the support and the association with those karmic energies that you are trying to build towards. Even potentially a lot of attention right now towards family connections, towards legacy, towards what you are trying to accomplish in the moment that is helping you through some of those anxieties that you're experiencing about the future. While for feminine, I need to point out, this could be either 2 different manifestations of masculine or a singular manifestation of masculine that you feel are embodying these different qualities. That even in this moment, while you are feeling some anxiety about the long-term future plans or situations around a masculine that you feel is somehow in an emotional point of dysregulation, which is either expressing itself as a moment of over-emotionality or cutting back from the emotional energy, we are seeing that you are not allowing this to kind of hold you back or limit you in any capacity right now. You are still moving forward with a lot of directionality to that attention, to the positive karmic connections, to building a legacy for yourself, towards those energies you feel are supportive, potentially even towards a masculine manifestation that you feel is coming into their power or has this degree or level of control within their own self, that they are embodying this quality, these positive qualities of control, of coolness under pressure, of being able to like really build a supportive environment around you right now. And it is this that is kind of showing you that some of this energy is feeling more positively karmic connected and allowing this positive karmic connection to move through this energy. As I said, this could be separate energy for feminine right now, or it could be a singular one, because it isn't surprising to potentially see a manifestation of a masculine energy that's feeling like they're coming into more of a more of a strong, like coming from an approach of strength or endurance or kind of like perseverance, though maybe having to cut off their emotionality in the process, right? So this could be either separate or both, depending on how this affects your own journey. Now let's see if we can get some clarification on these cards, shall we? Clarification between our 10 of Cups in its reversal and our King of Cups in its reversal. So a moment right now that you are putting a lot of anxiety around the future, around what that future long-term plan looks like. For feminine right now, this could be some anxieties that are associated with a manifestation of masculine that you are feeling is not connecting to you in an emotional way that may be causing some of this concern or upset. While for masculine right now, there is some concern around the future that is putting you in a deeply emotional place. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with an abandonment wound that's coming to the surface with our 5 of Pentacles. Let's talk about it. So what's happening here? There's some anxiety here for the masculine energy coming through around the security of the future. And whatever that security of the future is, it is potentially triggering a long-held abandonment wound. Feelings about the anxiety of having a safe place, having a safe home, having that security. So a lot of work for the masculine right now, if you're feeling this, to really investigate when you first started feeling this same degree of anxiety within your own person, because that is where this initial abandonment wound may have initially been triggered or started. While for feminine right now, we are seeing that there is a potential manifestation of masculine. A lot of your thoughts are directed towards feeling some disconnect on the emotional connection with this energy that is triggering some anxieties about the long-term plans or future that is therefore then triggering an abandonment wound within you due to the disconnection point of the emotionality coming from the masculine energy. So a bit of tricky energy here for both masculine and feminine, because we see here that the abandonment wound is rising to the surface, albeit for different reasons from both. This is like a domino effect where the masculine's feeling anxiety for the future, and then the feminine's feeling anxiety because the masculine seems like it's anxiety, and everybody starts rolling down the hill together. Let's continue to get clarification on these cards right now. Clarification between our King of Cups and its reversal and our 9 of Wands in its reversal. So for masculine right now, this being a moment where even though you are feeling this emotional dysregulation, either an over emotionality or feeling disconnected from one's own emotions, but not letting yourself kind of stay back, to stay kind of isolated in this moment, really kind of knocking some walls down, pushing forward even as you go through this, like kind of like even expressing or feeling the fact that you are kind of containing some pain that you have to like mitigate right now around this, even as you push forward. While for feminine, this is feeling some anxiety around a masculine energy that you feel is not in emotional alignment with you right now, but not letting this be an opportunity to kind of keep you isolated, using this as a moment to push forward. One card of clarification, please. Clarification coming right now with the, love this, the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. It's going to feel a little bit different for feminine or masculine energy. For masculine energy right now, this is very intriguing, because what we're really seeing is even though you are feeling a moment of emotional dysregulation, of over emotionality or disconnection from emotions, there's a part of you that realizes that there is a solution to the circumstance or situation, and that solution is coming forward in some emotional degree. There's almost an understanding here with the masculine energy that even while they're feeling so much of this over emotionality right now, that they need to find a way to communicate it. They need to find some positive way to move forward with some emotional expression of their own feelings so that you can be able to get out of this emotional dysregulation. This is very intriguing energy for masculine, because we see here it's almost a recognition of one's own emotional imbalances right now that you realize and recognize can be remedied in some capacity by having some of this emotional offer come forward. While for feminine, this is going to be much different, because what we're really seeing here for feminine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to, I gotta stress it, this could interpret as more than one representation of masculine potentially, or a singular representation of masculine, depending on how this is connecting, though this would be a very complicated singular masculine energy, because what we're really seeing here is a moment where a lot of your concentration is towards masculine energy that is not necessarily in a place where they're clearly having some over emotionality occurring right now. but you are almost seeing the fact that you are coming, something is coming out. There is no wall. There's a wall that's coming down in a way. Either you're not allowing yourself to feel blocked off in this situation or circumstance, or this energy seems to be trying to come forward to you in some capacity with some small emotional offer, with some small emotional communication to try to make sure to knock down some of these boundaries that are between. While for feminine right now, as I mentioned, this could also be a singular manifestation of masculine that is not coming forward in an emotional way right now, or is emotionally completely detached from you, or is not allowing for emotional reciprocity to come forward, but not letting this stop or block you right now, because guess what? Guess what we see here? We see another manifestation of masculine coming forward that's able to provide this level and degree of emotion, maybe smaller, maybe something new, but something that is still there and consistent. And this is why you're not letting yourself be blocked off at this time. The walls are coming down for both masculine and feminine, just in very different ways right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Nine of Wands in its reversal and our Six of Cups. Getting this moment, not letting yourself feel isolated, allowing some of these boundaries to come down, maybe even boundaries that you've been putting up recently. Feeling some of this support coming through the positive karmic connections, feeling the connection of those connections that are reaching out to you in emotionally expressive ways, in ways that are desiring healing, in ways that are desiring to build something long-term with you going forward from this point, for both masculine and feminine, with a concentration on legacy, on long-term plans, on building those connections. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Wow. With the Five of Swords in its reversal, a desire to move away from situations and circumstances that have been causing conflict. Not wanting to return to circumstances and situations that have been causing any pain or disharmony, recognizing that there isn't much to be gathered from those points. So this could be coming through as like a moment of restoration for some energies, having walls come down, building this moment of restoration, or this ability right now to connect to positive karmic connections right now in your own life is what is allowing you to build this sense, or to build this degree of internal resolution for yourself, for building this moment of saying, building this closure for yourself in this moment, not allowing yourself to feel blocked and isolated, because you are getting the support right now you need from the positive karmic situations around you right now. And this is what's allowing you to start to create this sense of closure for yourself. So healing and closure is what we're really seeing this new eclipse bringing us as well. Continuing to get clarification between this Six of Cups in its upright in combination with the Emperor energy. So for masculine energy right now, this is a moment that you are coming into, even in a moment that you may be feeling a bit of an emotional overwhelm or an emotional disconnection point. You are utilizing this to really come into your power with a focus towards those positive karmic connections, the places that you're trying to restore, the places that you want to keep healing, the energies that you feel are allowing some ability to heal in this capacity. Thoughts on long-term legacy, thoughts on long-term goals. Well, for feminine right now, this is, again, a lot of concentration on those positive karmic connections right now, on your own sense of restoring, of giving back to those energies, thoughts on legacy, thoughts on future, with the assistance and additional support right now of a masculine energy you feel is standing in their power in some supportive, protective degree to these same ends. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification. I love it. Let's just stick these. I just want to glue these down in this position. I just want to glue them down in this position. Did I say not going back to situations or circumstances from the past that have caused pain? This is a recognition right now about not going back to situations or circumstances that have caused pain. This could be a point of resolution with some karmic energy to just agree not to go back to things that have caused pain, instead to focus on the positive situations of building and healing these karmic situations. While for some energies, this could simply be a moment, if these are two different manifestations situations. So for masculine energy, this is, again, focus on the karmics, focusing on the positive connections, building and restoring and healing with a degree and desire and a lot of control on making sure not to go back to repeating past mistakes, past lessons, past areas of difficulty, an eye on that healing energy and that supportive energy from this moment. While for feminine right now, this could be a moment that you are getting a lot of this support. You're seeing and recognizing a lot of the support. You're feeling a lot of this energy coming towards you right now. Potentially even a manifestation of masculine that is really coming forward to agree right now and standing in their power, really showing you that they have this ability of control within themselves. And this is what is allowing you not to go back to situations and circumstances that have caused you any pain in the past. This is a movement towards healing and not returning to situations and circumstances that have only brought forth pain, allowing that healing energy to come forward. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Five of Pentacles and the Knight of Cups. So we love this because what we're really seeing is a moment where there is an abandonment wound coming to the surface. But for masculine energy, what is lovely about this is even in this moment that you are seeing and acknowledging and feeling some abandonment wound coming to the surface, you are not feeling some emotional overwhelm in that moment. You're not letting it necessarily block you. Instead, you are utilizing this acknowledgement of the abandonment wound to come forward in some degree, in some shape and way, shape and form in your own life right now, with an emotional offer, with an emotional expression, potentially even apologies, something around this kind of energy, anything you need to do to try to restore in the midst of experiencing some of this abandonment wound, this emotional offer coming forward. This, and for feminine, this is feeling and experiencing or recognizing this abandonment wound within yourself right now, but feeling some ability to navigate this abandonment wound right now because there is energy around you right now that is coming forward with emotional offers, emotional expressions. Being able to have to navigate between those offers and this abandonment wound coming forward. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification. I love this coming through with the Devil card in its reversal. This is a healing spread, guys. This is all about healing. This is beautiful energy right now. Because what we're really seeing here is, again, for masculine energy, this is a moment or opportunity where even as you are experiencing some abandonment wound, you're starting to recognize the patterns here. You're recognizing some things that you yourself may need to potentially shift or adjust, maybe potentially even the over-emotionality or the emotional disconnection that something around this abandonment wound brings to the surface. And instead of kind of falling into it, you're utilizing this moment to come forward in emotional expressions, in emotional opportunities, because that is how you are healing this energy. That is you healing a non-healthy coping mechanism, a non-helpful modality of thought, a non-helpful, and even potentially even unhealed karmic connections. This is your moment and opportunity that you realize that the act of the emotional expression is what will lead to the healing. This is a healing journey. While for feminine right now, this is a moment where you are experiencing and acknowledging the arrival of an abandonment wound coming to the surface, potentially due to some anxieties around that future that we saw. But you are recognizing and seeing a lot of support coming towards you right now, even emotional offers, opportunities coming forward in this moment. And it is this opportunity, it is this communication, it is this emotionality coming through right now that is allowing for this moment of healing. This is allowing a moment of recognition on the bad coping, the non-helpful coping mechanisms, the bad modalities of thoughts, potentially even those healing, those non-healed, like unhealed karmic connections, or moving away from the unhealed karmic connections, because you are moving towards the place of emotional expressions, emotional offers that are allowing for that healing work to occur. Love this energy. Continuing to get clarification between our Knight of Cups energy and the Five of Swords in its reversal. A moment right now for masculine. This is coming forward with some emotional expressions, finding some outlet to be able to have an emotional expression, even in a moment that you are feeling a point of emotional overwhelm. And this is what is allowing you a point of closure, of not having to go back to some things that are causing you pain, allowing some of this internal closure to occur that's creating this opportunity to be able to come forward in this emotional capacity. While for feminine right now, this is potentially receiving this kind of emotional support right now from potentially manifestations of masculine coming forward right now that is helping you also not have to go back to difficult situations, creating a sense of closure, having a sense of closure, potentially even having a sense of closure, potentially coming through right now as these emotional offers come in. May I please get that one card of clarification here? Clarification coming right now with Ace of Pentacles in its reversal. So this is interesting because what we're really seeing here is there is this feeling right now, and it will feel a bit different for feminine or masculine energy, because what we're seeing here for masculine energy right now, there is a feeling of needing or requiring to almost kind of put a lot of energy and effort into something right now, to almost like overpouring right now into a circumstance or situation in order to create or receive some point of closure that you're trying to create in this moment. And what's interesting about this is not only something that you feel like you have to tangibly pour into right now with your time and energy, but you also have to emotionally pour into. There's almost a recognition here that something about this emotional offer that you are coming forward with in today, or the places that you're emotionally like making yourself available for, you're going to have to like almost double down or pour extra into it right now from a tangible perspective to kind of ground into whatever this is. A bit of paying it forward, if you will, that we're really seeing. While for feminine energy right now, this is a moment or opportunity that you're allowing some points of closure to happen with the support of some masculine energy that's coming towards you with some levels of emotionality right now. And it is also feeling right now that you are in a moment where you are really like over investing, over committing in some situations right now in your own life in order to continue to build this sense of closure for yourself. Again, paying it, we're getting a lot of energy right now about like paying it forward to a degree in order to create this sense of closure and move into the direction of this allowing these emotional experiences to ground into reality. So a lot of busy work today, a lot of like foundational busy work occurring right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Five of Swords in its reversal. I love this energy. And the Seven of Swords in its reversal. So what are we really seeing? This moment, this opportunity, building this sense of closure for yourself, allowing this closure to be created, specifically with an intention of not going back to circumstances and scenarios that have caused you difficulty, that have caused you pain in the past. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Knight of Wands in its reversal. So what are we seeing here? So for masculine and feminine, it will feel a bit different depending on whether you align to those, bearing in mind that those are not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. Masculine is in a moment right now where there is this recognition of not going back to it, like building this point of closure for yourself right now, and not going back to circumstances and situations that have caused pain, and recognizing that this in a way is also a place where like you're not leading with your passion, that you're not letting your passion kind of drive you in this moment, but you're almost kind of letting like a higher logic pervade or persevere, recognizing that this isn't necessarily the place to like be putting or driving forward with your passion right now, but instead allowing some of this more like emperor energy to kind of take control, to allow you to come out of a space where you can be less flighty, where you can really kind of focus on what you're trying to create for yourself. Almost like reining in your own horse, if you will, is what we're really seeing here. While for and it could feel a little, and this I will explain. We were also seeing a bit more of a frustration point from the masculine energy right now, because some of this could also feel like a bit of a lack of inspiration as well, right? But we also recognize that for masculine right now, we're also seeing the King of Cups in its reversal. So it could be some of that over emotionality that's also leading to this feeling as well. Wow. For feminine energy right now, this is simply a moment where you are committing yourself not to go to allow for some points of closure to occur, not to wanting to go back to situations and circumstances that have caused you any difficulty and pain, and certainly potentially even moving away from any manifestations of masculine right now that you feel are only coming towards you from a passionate place, that are only coming towards you from a place of serving their own passions or their own desires. This could be moving away from an energy of a masculine that you feel is more fickle, that feels more flighty, that feels like they're only being fueled by their passion. This is a kind of a rejection of that type of energy, specifically because, again, for feminine right now, we see this desire moving towards more of this stable, controlled energy of an emperor, which is someone who is in more control of their own selves and isn't going to be kind of like disappearing and reappearing, even like having more of this fickle energy that we often see with the Knight of Wands. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Devil card in its reversal and the Ace of Pentacles in its reversal. So this could be feeling like a lot of hard work that you're doing right now. But I will point out that one of the reasons we are seeing that you are doing so much hard work right now, almost feeling like you are overcommitting to things, like paying things forward to a certain degree, is because you are actively working on healing. You're actively working. You're almost like keeping yourself overly busy in the act of healing from any non-helpful coping mechanisms, bad modalities of thought, maybe even some unhealed or unhealthy karmic connections that you're trying to work through right now. We're almost seeing here that you're like doubling down right now in the material as you're trying to do this work to like actively heal something on these unhealed karmic connections. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, can I get a hallelujah or something? This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful, because what are we seeing here? You are recognizing right now, you're coming into your powers of manifestation. You're recognizing that this is how you're going to get it done. You're recognizing that this is how you're going to get it done. How are you going to manifest what you're trying to manifest right now? You're going to reject all of that unhealed stuff. You're going to clear out that stuff that is not healed. You're going to heal back. You're going to pull away from all those things that are keeping you blocked, that are keeping you stuck, that are keeping you in a low vibration, that are keeping you in a bad modality of thought. Those relationships that you feel aren't going anywhere. The places in your life that you feel are like, the habits that are limiting you or blocking you right now. You are rejecting them right now, and you're putting all of your concentration and energy, even to the point of exhausting yourself, because we're seeing here, you're like, I'm literally getting someone who's like, if I overwork, if I just have to commit to this, I won't do that, or I won't do those other things, which is fine, because you kind of realize this is why you're overcommitting right now, because you're realizing that you're breaking away from something, and all to the sense of being like, if I do this enough, then I'll be free from those I'll be healed. I'll heal myself. I won't want to go back to those. That's why we see this overcommitment happening right now, because it is bringing you into your highest power. It's bringing you into your highest timeline. It's bringing you into your manifestation energy. So this is like the best card we could possibly hope to see in connection to those two cards. Continuing to get clarification right now in Ace of Pentacles in its reversal, in combination with the Knight of Wands in its reversal right now. So a moment, an experience that could be feeling like you are really overcommitting to things right now. You're really putting in a lot of tangible work. And for masculine, this could be feeling like a little crunchier. This could be feeling a little crunchier, because this could be feeling like a lot of attention and direction right now to very practical things, And it could be frustrating, because you could be feeling like, even as you have to do this right now, something about healing from some of this karmic energy could be leaving you feeling a little uninspired right now, a little uncertain, a little blocked. But recognizing that there is something that you are overcommitting to right now, even as you have to kind of struggle with some of your own feelings around this blockage. While for feminine right now, this is very funny for feminine. For feminine energy right now, I cannot stress to you that this is a moment that you are also kind of overcommitting to things right now. You are throwing yourself into things right now to potentially distract from some energy of masculine that you either blocked from, or you are not in communication with, or it's feeling like there is some blockage, but also like moving away from energy that you feel is like just coming towards you from like a more passionate place, moving away from something that is feeling more fickle to a certain extent, almost trying to work double hard right now to get your mind off of whatever this manifestation of masculine is. I'm going to say it again. If this is one manifestation of masculine for feminine right now, it's a very complicated masculine. This could be extra energies around the feminine right now. There's masculine energies like all over this reading right now. So this could be more manifestations of masculine. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. Patience, 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 patience. Patience. So there's some kind of blockage here. So this is very intriguing. So what are we seeing here? So we are seeing for masculine right now, there is a feeling that you have to put a lot of overtime and attention right now into a lot of your practical space. There's a lot of things you're trying to get done. Feeling blocked in some way from being able to really seize on your own passions right now, to really be able to move forward in your more passionate endeavors, be them romantic or be them even creative right now. But you are persevering in this moment because you're telling yourself that this is not forever, that this is something that is requiring you to be patient, that you are overcommitting in a way right now because you recognize that there is going to be some opportunity for you to be able to release or unleash a lot of this pent up creativity or a lot of this pent up expression of your own creative or passionate power right now as you go through this moment, that there is something here that's requiring you to be patient. While for feminine energy right now, we are seeing a moment that, again, you are going through a point where you are overcommitting a lot right now in your tangible space, maybe even feeling like you're overcommitting, you're paying it forward to a certain extent, feeling some expression of masculine energy that is feeling kind of blocked from you in some capacity, resisting, moving away, and experiencing some of this blockage. But there's also something coming through right now about your own patience in this. That potentially there's something about this blockage or whatever this is that is telling you that it is not forever, that something about you putting in the work now is going to allow things to move again. You just need to be patient. The patience is the order of the day, and overcommitting in the tangible space is what is going to kind of bring us all into this manifestation energy. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. Oh my goodness gracious. Between the World card and the Temperance card. Wow. What are we seeing here? Huge two major arcanas to be getting clarification on right now. Doing the necessary work right now to come into your full manifestation power, to come into your point of completion, your highest timeline, being able to manifest what you're trying to manifest. But also recognizing as you do this work a need and a desire to act with patience, not to rush the situation, not to rush the circumstance, that whatever you're working or building or creating for yourself right now is not something that can happen in a day, but that is kind of a game of inches that is going to take time, but really committing yourself to this path at this moment, recognizing that this is what is going to bring you into your fullest potential. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with the Page of Wands in its reversal. There's some kind of blockage here. This is it. This is very intriguing. So I need to point out this is very intriguing. So what are we seeing in this moment? We are almost seeing a point right now of recognition right now that there's something about the energy that's happening towards you right now that you are recognizing that you need to take this moment for yourself right now. That this is a moment that you are kind of creating something for yourself at this moment. And it is requiring you to take patience. It's requiring you to have patience. And you're almost recognizing now and seeing the fact that some of this blockage is almost allowing you to have this space to create this for yourself right now. That there's almost a gnosis point that's happening right now in your own cycle that is allowing that whatever this delay is kind of creating this space or this opportunity for you to be able to really come into your highest power, to come into your highest moment. and that there is something here about having this space that is requiring you to kind of push away from some energy right now, to push away from some energy, to allow this space for you to kind of come into this space for yourself right now. And again, feeling some sort of blockage, but also being able to kind of wait through that blockage right now. Recognizing that this is kind of what is needed in the circumstance or situation to bring about what you are truly hoping to achieve. So for some of you, this could be like not communicating with as many energies as you desire right now, or pulling back on your communication right now. Or for some of you, this could even be feeling like even while there is some communication that isn't coming to fruition right now, you're also recognizing how much you've actually kind of risen and grown from the separation. Maybe despite, but maybe due to. That's also leading that point of clarification as you continue to grow on your journey. Are you growing despite not being in communication, or are you growing because of it? This is also bringing about some of that clearing that we're seeing, some of that healing, some of that higher understanding. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now. Ace of Swords, and she's in her upright, which we have not been seeing all that much. This is, I think, the first time I've seen this Ace of Swords, like, in an upright in quite some time. So what are we really seeing here? We're seeing here some anxieties around your own sense of victory. Why are you so afraid of winning? What would happen? This is showing that I think that even in this process right now, this is making you confront some anxieties around your own fears of success. What if things go exactly the way you want them to? What if things go exactly the way you hope? This is that moment of having to face your own fears and anxieties as it relates to being able to come to like your own point of success. And I feel like a lot of energy here is showing that can feel kind of scary, because it's making you kind of ask yourself, like, we saw this with the Magician in its reversal. Are you ready? Like, are you ready for your blessings to come in? Are you ready to be able to be in a space where you can be at your highest self, that you can be able to move into that space? It can be scary. We can see it can be scary. There's abandonment wounds that get triggered like crazy as you're doing it. There's a lot of healing that's required. There's a lot of like new challenges to be experienced as you move into that space. But we see here that you are now in a point where you are truly getting to the heart of the matter, and you're looking at your own self right now, and you are saying to yourself, what am I doing that's potentially standing in my own way? What am I doing? What am I connected to that's potentially standing in my own way of my own success right now? And doing that work can feel very triggering, but it also pays the highest value to getting on your highest path. That is our daily collective read for the day. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, graystrega.com. My private readings are done over video with the option of a recording sent to you afterwards. And if you are a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Please remember, if you book a reading with me on my site, it is a 2-step process. You have to book the reading and you have to pay for the reading. Please make sure you do both if you'd like to have a reading. Also, I would like to remind you that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. I will never inbox you. I will never DM you. I will never send a passenger pigeon telling you that your ancestors asked me to reach out to you. The only way you can book a reading with me is via my website. So please keep that in mind and please stay safe. I want to thank you guys so much for having this reading with me, and we will do this again tomorrow. Guys,